Damages are a critical part of a case. Damages are basically the remedies, the money you're going to get at the end. A civil case can't repair your life. All it can do is make you whole as far as money can do that. So the types of monetary compensation that you can get in an employment law case includes economic damages. Economic damages are your lost wages. Say you were fired, took you 2 years to get a job, you tried, you have to mitigate, keep trying to get a job during this time. You end up getting a job, it's not quite at the level of what you had, and you're able to at least, start having an income again. So the economic damages would be for those 2 years that you were unemployed trying to get work, and the differential of what this other job pays if it's significantly different than what you had. If it turns out you can't get a job at the executive level or whatever level you had achieved in your prior job, then it may not even considered to be an offset or a deduction for mitigation if you can only get a job as a barista. So it will depend on what the new job is. Something that happens with older workers is it takes them a lot longer to get a job once they've been terminated. So there is also an extrapolation for the economic damages that factors out how many years you intended to work. And so it could go beyond the time, maybe you don't have a replacement job by the time you go to trial or by the time you go to settlement. So you extrapolate how many years you would have worked until you retired. Punitive damages is when the corporation has done something really egregious, and that is meant to be a penalty for the corporation. The size of that award is based upon how big a company it is and what it will take to teach them a lesson, right? It teaches a little company they can learn a lesson a lot cheaper than a big company. So punitive damages is rarer to be successful with, but it's definitely out there if the company has done something over the line. Another type of award or damage out there is a very little known thing called PAGA, the Private Attorney General Act. Private Attorney General Act means maybe this company was doing something to you and other employees. But unlike a class action, this is what the government would have stepped in and prosecuted in the labor code, because the government has an interest in making sure companies are obeying the law. So in the PAGA situation, a private attorney will step in, get permission from the government to make sure they can prosecute the case and the government doesn't want to do it on their own. And if that happens, you, as the person who steps forward on behalf of the group that was harmed, are eligible to receive up to 25% of the civil penalties that the state of California would have fined the employer. So this could be substantial. Let's go through some penalties and those type of things, and I'll explain more.